We are live. It is 3:09 Central Standard Time in the United States, 4:09 Eastern Standard Time in the United States, 9:09 GMT in the UK. This is a Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe.
Hey.
Coming to you live. This 14th day of December is cold here in St. Louis. It's single digits. It's kind of chilly. I don't know what that is in Celsius in the rest of the world. They use weird numbers. It's probably negative 643,000. But whatever. It's cold. I'm not sure how the numbers work. I'm not really a mathematician. But anyway, did you just tweak? That was it. Was it? You just yeah. I noticed it. God love you. And you didn't do
really got an ear for that, Sam.
I know. It's like you didn't even do the one cheek sneak. You just kind of let it rip, dude. Kind of like laid back. I appreciate it.
I missed it. I totally missed it.
Yeah. That's okay.
I'll try and do another one for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So anyway, a little later than normal. Usually we like to go off a few minutes late, but we're like really late, like 10 minutes late. So anyway, if you're noticing, we have a live stream going on like we always do. And I don't know, maybe the first week he did this, maybe he didn't figure out that this is a waste of his entire life, but he's decided to come back and do round two. We have Jason Tuna Text in the chat again. We appreciate him swinging on by. We have a good little family going on here. It's the Tech Disruptors do their thing. And we do our thing, and they have actual structure, and they actually have good content, and they actually talk about articles, and me and Joe just kind of riff. I don't think we've ever even showed an article, like not a planned one. It wasn't ever scripted. We maybe have like referenced the website because we're talking about something, but we have never written anything down and planned any of the show in the entire 148 previous episodes of this. So good on us.
Successful. The only thing we do plan is the time, right? And we don't even know that, right?
And then sometimes like maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3. Although we did do that one Saturday show, and that seemed like it got pretty good. We got some pretty good viewership on that. So maybe Saturdays are good. And we asked the community, hey, are you okay with this time slot? Would you be okay with a Saturday? Or Joe and Ted Salmon, our other fantastic group of podcast folks, they do the phone show chat. They go off on what's called a fortnight. Never heard of it. It's whatever. You figure it out. I think it means every 6 months. I don't really know what it means. They use a lot of weird terms over there in the UK, like fortnight.
We do, but yeah, okay.
There's not one thing that the Americans do as far as like a time or date where we call it like 4 score. We did 4 score. That was in 1865. Okay, that's what we did.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I can't think of any random names.
How'd you write the date down?
Oh, we do it wrong. So in the UK, we do it wrong, but we don't have names for a 3-week period. We don't call a 3-week period a furfinaddle. We don't have words for that. It's like we go every 2 weeks, or bi-weekly, or semi-annually, or weekly, or monthly.
Semi.
Kind of like that. Anyway, so not here. Wow. We're kind of here, like here. Not here, kind of here. Just saying. So yeah, we don't have a cool name like Fortnite. So you had to look it up. It's like, it means every 2 weeks, by the way. Although,
I'm just thinking Fortnite, the video game, is all I'm thinking about. I don't know.
But I'm thinking, but you guys had talked about Fortnite. You were going to put maybe if content allows, you guys were going to, you're going to maybe do a week show. You would actually not wait 2 weeks. You maybe pop a show in there on an extra Monday.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing this week. Actually, I'm doing PSC tomorrow. Funny enough.
Cool. Yeah. And so check that out too if you haven't got that on your podcatcher. I did stumble upon another podcast app called Castbox. Have you guys ever heard of that one? I like that. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I used what was it? Podcast Addict, and I still have that, and I still use that.
That's a popular one, that isn't it? The Addict.
But the problem was, I don't know if it was the phone I was installing it on for like about a 2 or 3 day period. I could not get it to connect. It was just acting weird, and it may have been some kind of issue with the actual app. I don't know. So I was just like, and plus, every once in a while, I kind of look to see if there's new podcasting apps, because I do kind of pay attention to those. And I saw this Castbox, and I was like, oh, it's like a pretty good interface, and it seems like it's free, and I've kind of liked it. It's set up a little differently. I'm kind of don't know if I like the format better or worse than Podcast Addict. I do like the way it's set up though. But yeah, it's been pretty good. I actually I've kind of liked it. So if you're looking for another alternative to our podcast app, check Castbox out. And see.
I've never used a dedicated podcast app. I just use YouTube Music.
And I do have that as well, but I used to use the podcast app from Google's. I used to think I liked the way that was set up. Honestly, it was pretty straightforward. And it's just like anything else with Google. It's always
another
seems like
thing Google
Yeah, it's like I thought the podcast app was something that probably didn't take much to maintain. It was on your app. It was it was all hooked in. It was it's a Google app.
You
I
can see
thought it
why they
actually
killed it though, right?
yeah, I guess. I mean, there's other competitors, but I thought it was like if it's not much to maintain, why get rid of it?
They want to drive traffic to YouTube and YouTube Music. That's why. So that's why they killed it.
I guess
makes perfect sense. It's a shame though. It's a shame.
And I have actually used my YouTube app for podcasting just to see the functionality, but I kind of just like having a third party one. I don't know. I like it better for some reason.
Just quickly, you'll be pleased to hear this, right? On PSC, they've added Nomad Tech Project on PodHub UK as a video podcast.
I know. It was amazing.
They've also added your name in the team, the PSC team.
That's cool. I love that, man. That's awesome. I'm glad they didn't have to do that, and I really appreciate all the love and support I get. Like I said, matter of fact, I got an email from Steve Litchfield after our show because I was talking about the Duo and how when you use it, it doesn't span across both apps, and he was very, very correctly to tell me that you can set it to do that. Although I never set my Duo to do that, and honestly, I don't know how to. I tried to look it up real quick, and I can't figure it out. It's okay, and I said, well. And he's right. And that's what I love about Steve. So anytime I'm on the show and he sees that I make a comment or I make some commentary, he always sends me an email. He's always like, hey, just to let you know, X, Y, and Z, loved it. But hey, you can do the thing that you said you. And I don't remember if I said you couldn't do it. I just said that I like the fact that the default posture of the Duo is that it doesn't do that. Like you could span.
Yeah. It's the default. It's the default to separate. Yeah.
Yeah. And I liked it that way. And that's kind of why I like it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jason, how long did you have a Duo 2? Did you actually ever really?
I had them both. Oh yeah, that was my main device, and I think I spanned apps once in a while. Certain apps with that distinct split didn't drive me nuts, but like you get used to it after a while. It's like that muscle memory thing. I like the distinct separate screens. It made it feel like it was more like more of a multitasking device. Whereas a Fold now, and it had the better ratio too.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I had that passport for So I did again, like I was just like you. I would just maybe every once in a while, like a YouTube video or something, I would span it. And it's weird. It's like it's almost like have you ever seen that thing where your brain they have these things where it starts and your brain will fill in the letters, like it kind of trick. I think kind of with that gap in there, I think your brain kind of got used to seeing it. And you could always see it if you focused on it. But sometimes if you were watching content and you could watch it where there wasn't something actually happening in the gap that was occluded by the miss. You almost didn't see it. You never got used to it, clearly. But I don't think it was that big of a deal, considering it really wasn't designed to do that. And honestly, a lot of times I just basically put it in tent mode or in laptop mode and just watched it that way. That was what I was always liked about having. That's the one thing I don't like about any of these foldables is I like the fact that it was a 360 degrees. So you could. I remember one time just showing somebody a video and I just tented it up and just turned it to them and just here, watch this. And they were like,
you blew their mind. Yep.
And they were just like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, so, but he did send me a very nice email and said, hey, basically, you can't set it up that way. And I said, yeah. And then you're right. I just never did it. So, but I do like the fact that I was a lot more deliberate with the Duo about multitasking because of having the one screen.
I got the same. That's the same thing that happened to me too. I believe. Yeah.
And I just don't do it as much with and I will do it sometimes with my Fold. But I know I don't do it near as much. And it seems like, I think if I never had the Duo, I would think, oh, this works pretty good. But having the Duo kind of ruined the multitasking productivity experience for me. And I just don't think it'll work the same way, but that's what it is. And Jimmy's in the chat, and he did ask a question. Do you see Motorola might be coming out of the Bookstop Foldable? Yes, I did, and this is a problem for me because now I've already committed to saying that I would definitely get a Moto Fold for sure. But if Apple does one too, yeah, damn it, I can't. I don't know if I can spend like $5,000 in foldables. Yeah, I can't. Of course, my wife. She said,
I heard someone in the background say you couldn't.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Your inner voice.
No, that's my wife, which is my inner voice. That's basically
awesome.
like, hey, you're not fucking doing that. Basically, is what happens. But I did see they're coming out with it because I guess they sent out some kind of an invite that kind of alluded to the way the invite looked. That it was like, hey, it looked like a passport style.
Do you think it's style.
It
was just one of those lights that it was a light when you opened it up, it kind of lit up. Do you think it was actually that's what the ratio is going to be? Or do you think it's just it was just a light, and they're just going to release a foldable.
So have you seen the picture? It looks like a wooden sort of effect.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's where is that the passport? Is it going to be a passport like foldable, or is it just a gift they gave out saying, "Hey, we're making"?
Or is it going to be more like kind of like a this?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it could have just been a gift.
I hope it's passport. That would be amazing.
And can you imagine if both sides were actual wood? That was the material they used. Dude, that would be
they do wooden phones.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. They've done the I'm just saying, not the only thing they do. Like they'll have other colors and other materials, right? The vegan leather and maybe Alcantara. So, but can you imagine like a full wooden size? Oh, dude, that's crazy.
If you look at the picture again, though, there is a charger stuck in it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
a charger stuck in the light
at the top. Strangely.
Oh, really? Well, like I said, I did see that, and I think that would be pretty amazing. I mean, they've definitely done the flip. They have the Razor, and I think that's really a really solid phone. And chances are probably be, well, I don't know. Moto's really weird, right? So, the one thing I do know about, if you get a Moto foldable, it will come out full MSRP and wait about 15 minutes, and it's going to be half off because this is the way Moto gets down. Plus, they may not offer it because the Moto, the Moto 70, the Edge 70s, I don't think it's coming to the US. At least it isn't now. It's in the UK, right?
And that's a flagship device, or is that a mid-range?
It's a mid-range, the thin. I think it's the thin mid-range.
Oh,
it looks
7 series chipset. Yeah,
it looks great. Like that looks cool. I would love to take a swing at that, but I don't think they're going to make one here. I think right now they only have the Edge 25 and the Moto G stylus, and then the Razor Ultra 25. Like I don't know, man. I would hope they would bring that to the United States. I think I'm wondering, Joe, do you think, is there a reason why maybe they think the thin phones weren't catching on because the Edge didn't catch on and the iPhone Air is not really a great seller? So maybe Moto's like, maybe Americans don't really want a thin phone.
I think Moto are just cautious in the US. So like they know the Flip has done well, the Razor, and they're more known for lower end devices, aren't they? So do they want to release a competitor to the Air? I don't know if they do in the US. I don't know.
Did the thin phones do well in the UK? I don't think they really did well anywhere, did they?
No, I mean,
Moto might just be releasing it because they've already put the R&D in it, and they're going to see what it does. But I can't imagine any thin phone, even though it looks good. I'm not trying to.
It does look really good, yeah.
I just don't think they're going to sell right now.
No,
it's not the answer.
Well, and I think the problem we don't. Right, and I think the problem with the UK is you have Honor, you have Vivo, you have all these other nothing phone. You in the United States, you don't have really a solid mid-range segment other than a Samsung. I mean, Moto really kind of a lot of people. Hell, my daughter is an example. She went from an iPhone. I asked her about the Razor. She goes, "I don't know anything about the Razor, but I did see the Samsung phone." I guarantee, if she would have saw the Razor and it had ads and marketing, people would have been using it and seen it. It had more visibility. I think they missed out on that opportunity. I really think that they should. Moto does not push the United States. I think it's harder to sell in the UK because they get the Honors and the Vivos and the Realmes and all these other mid-range style devices from these major carriers. I think that market is in the UK when it comes to that. I think it's way more crowded in the Android space in the US.
I think for the US though, there's more hoops to jump through, Sam. That's why. And the cost implication as well of launching a phone in the US is more. So in that sense, it's easier to launch in Europe. Plus, remember, they don't look at the UK; they probably look at Europe as a whole,
right?
Rather than just the UK. Yeah. I don't know.
Even the EU,
all I'm going to say,
the rules that they have.
It's exciting to be a motivator right now.
I was just going to say, you probably seem pretty. I mean, I'm excited, but I don't have the inside track. But I think Sam made a good point. Like your daughter saw an ad. Mm-hmm. This is why Google. That's why the Pixel device has been selling so much. But now it's nowhere near of the Samsung and Apple. But they're pushing marketing, and I never thought marketing really worked. But I think when people I shouldn't say like us, but people like us, we buy what we like, and we're kind of more informed. I think the general public who may not know or may not care or may just see an ad say, "Oh my God, that's cool." You know, it's kind of like the people that watch WWDC and are like, "Oh my God, Apple makes the best phone." You know, maybe they'd be more inclined. But that's interesting that your daughter's based on an ad.
Yeah,
that tells you marketing really works. You know,
well, she knew about them because I've had a Razor before and actually had a Flip at one point. I think it was the 5, maybe the 4. I can't remember. But I had the and then what happened is on TikTok you see a lot more. I remember I made this comment a couple months ago to Joe. It was like, man, I'm seeing a ton. I don't know if it was algorithmic driven or whatever. But I was seeing a lot of people going, hey, the iPhone's coming out. I'm kind of looking to, right in the middle. God love you. He's not even going to mute the mic. Love it. Anyway, but she was seeing.
I still didn't hear it. Hear it.
I heard it, and Joe's laughing.
You made a comment in our last Tech Disruptors how you thought me and Darren had this like ESP kind of thing. You guys must have something similar. But
no, I literally heard the audio.
Even smell it. Sam can smell it.
We have smell-o-vision. Remember? Oh yeah, he knows. Yeah. We're also a Nielsen household. Yeah, I know if you're a new person.
I remember Nielsen.
We were when I was a kid. We were a Nielsen household.
There was little books you had to fill out every time you watch TV.
Yeah, it was kind of wild, man. I was like, I didn't watch it. And then they were like,
paid.
Nobody watches this, like, because I never watched TV at my house. I wasn't allowed to. So it was like, we're not really the target audience for your Nielsen bullshit. But anyway,
Joe, I do not have smell-o-vision, so I'm lucky.
You are, yes.
At the end of the day,
I attest you are lucky. Then.
Yeah. I was even noticing that there was like TikTok videos, like it was, but hey, I decided to check this out, and people are giving me shit because I left iPhone and you went to a Samsung and your Samsung. But look at all the stuff it does. It does this and does this, and like so there were a bunch of people that were kind of making content about it on TikTok and that. And then she said. She came to me and she goes, hey, because we were talking about, she had an iPhone 13 Pro Max and it was kind of getting, I think she said one of the buttons were getting kind of broken and the battery was, obviously, I think that was down to like 82% health and stuff. I was like, well, we can do two things. We can go get the phone battery replaced and you can keep your iPhone, or we could look at an upgrade. And she's like, well, I'd like to upgrade. And I said, well, if you're going to an iPhone 17, great, just hang on for that. And you'll probably give you one for free, right? AT&T will give you $1 billion credit. You'll get one for nothing. And so she said, okay, cool. And then hearing about it for a couple of weeks. And then she comes back. She goes, I think I want to get the Flip 7. I was like,
oh,
I thought she was trolling me. I was like, are you trolling me or something? She's like, no, seriously. And I said, I don't really think you should do that because I don't really think you're ready to get out of Apple's. Because she was big, had my HTC phone. She used my Windows phones before. She was big on my she had my OnePlus 6.
She's had Android experience.
Oh God, yeah. And as a matter of fact, that's how her first smartphone, because back then I didn't have an iPhone. They were hand-me-downs. I had my old OnePlus 6 when I upgraded to the 7T. And I gave her my OnePlus 6, and it was cool as that white pearlescent kind of version. I love that phone. And she had it, and she cried one day because she took it to work. She was working at McDonald's at the time, and dropped it with a case, and it still broke. And she was like, "Oh my God!" So she loves HTC on OnePlus phones. She's really liked them, but and I suggested, okay, well, do you want to maybe try the Razr because it's probably more affordable? She's like, "No, Dad, I want a Samsung. I've never had a Samsung phone. That's the ones I keep seeing. They do all the live video and stuff. And she's got her videos. She's into F1 for some reason. I don't know how she got into that. She's big time into it. So when she opens up her phone, she has that live video, and it's just her racer person. I think she's a fan of Lando Norris. I don't know who it is. Yeah. So she's a fan of all those people. So that's her. She said, I can make this video, and she's learning how to do all that. And I asked her a couple of weeks ago, I said, do you still did you make a good decision to go to from your iPhone? She's like, not only do I like it, but other people in her friend group who are iPhone users are going, huh, that's pretty cool. Like, that's cool. Is that one of those flips I've seen? That's kind of cool.
Who are dedicated into one's camp. See, with Android, we have a bunch of different brands, and I haven't found one Android phone that's 100% perfect for my needs, but the fun is for me is trying them out. With Apple, you don't have a lot of choice except for maybe size and camera number. But I think if you have an open mind, either way, like, hey, I've never tried an iPhone, just try it. If you've never tried a Samsung or an Android device, try one, because anymore there's not much parity between phones anymore. They all do the same thing. It's just the muscle memory, how you get there is a little different. My daughters both have Android devices. My daughter's got a nothing phone too. Never complained about it, but she's getting into like K-pop and like the boy bands, and she goes, I can't find any custom cases for the band I like for a nothing phone. Which makes sense. So we've been looking at some Samsung devices, but man, I don't know if I'm ready to upgrade them yet.
No, not hating on F1.
Ooh.
I'm just more questioning how, because I'm not really a follower of F1. I don't know how she got hooked on it. Like, it wasn't because of me. And here's the thing: is she's 24 years old, so I can't think of everything. Like, well, since Dad doesn't expose her to it, I don't know where she got started. I don't know if she just started watching videos or watched races, because she never was into car racing. I mean, I never was a NASCAR Indy guy. I mean, I've been to NASCAR events, so I wasn't into racing. So I don't know how she got hooked on that. Like, I have no idea. I think it's great because I've kind of learned from Dan, Grounded Tech. He's a big F1 guy. I know Gigi's in F1, and I know a lot of people are. I just don't know anything about it. So when she says, "Hey, Dad, such and such, and this qualifying, and Lando Norris this, and Max Verstappen that," I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. But whatever, it's cool. But I'm not hating on it. So we're clear. I think it's great. I just don't have any exposure to it. So sorry, Scoop. I wasn't trying to hate.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know a whole bunch about F1 either. I mean, I know of it, but I'm not. I don't follow it very often. So.
And Joe and the terrible nothing. So I mean, yeah. Now you're simming that, or are you just showing it? No,
my spare sim's in there at the moment.
Spare sim. Okay.
Yeah,
he's got
business.
I just said terrible because everyone's in all these phone of the years. Every single, almost 3 out of the 5 ones I've watched has said it's either biggest flop of the year or close to, like a runner up to flop of the year because it was too expensive and wasn't technically a flagship, and they took away things that people liked and whatever. You can't
my
make
review's
everyone
going to
happy.
kind of touch on that.
Who is?
My review's going to touch on that really.
Okay, I loved it.
I really like the device, and it is nearly a flagship. I get what they're saying.
For $800, you got to admit that's way too much.
Yeah, it's the price point. The price you can get it for now is probably what it should have got.
Well, did you guys remember a couple years ago, or not years ago? Jesus, a couple months ago, they said if you have a Nothing Phone 1 or 2, you submit your IMEI number, and they sold you the Nothing Phone 3 for like $499.
Oh nice. Wow!
They don't do it anymore, but that $500, that's a killer device.
Yeah,
the cameras were really good. Yeah. I mean, the processor wasn't flagship, but I think for most people, it's been just fine.
It's close enough. It's just a step down from the 8 Elite, isn't it?
It's that look. People don't like the look of it. I like it. It's unique. You can definitely tell it's not an iPhone or anything else. So
I said on here, didn't I, Sam? Like, I thought it was ugly when it launched, but I've actually.
I think Sam did too.
Yeah. But I've actually
I didn't think it was ugly. I just like it. Just was like
it was the headphones.
Maybe it was the headphones. No, the headphones are no, and I stand on that bullshit. Those headphones are fucking ugly. I don't care. Yeah. They may sound like $1 million, but I don't give a shit. They look fucking stupid. And
I really like it now.
I
like Glyph Matrix.
Yeah, I think the Glyph thing. I'm okay with the cameras being kind of these kind of weird, different. Like I'm okay with that because it's unique.
Yeah,
I like the Glyph. I think the Glyph Matrix is really cool. I think that was something that and it's like, it's gimmicky, but it's the same thing to me. It's like, but it in a world full of phones that are now, like you said, Jason, everything's kind of like everything's kind of homogenizing as far as features and capabilities and everything else, right? It's kind of starting, even across iOS and Android, it's starting to kind of homogenize, right? And those lines are blurring because now that Android and iOS, they're taking features like you can move your icons around and all these other kind of theme packs, right? The fact that the phone differentiates is something that's kind of cool. It gives it just something that's a unique look. Like when you look at a Pixel, you know immediately, you can see it, like that's a Pixel. Like, and some of these phones, I think, I think you should have something, especially if you're a startup. You've got to do something that is not only is disruptive, but also differential, right? You have to differentiate. Like, why would I get a Nothing phone when I can get a OnePlus 13R, or I can get a Moto G stylus 2025, or I can get
money.
Right, a lot less money, or I'm in the UK and I can get an Honor Lite. I can get a Poco phone. I can get something else. I can get a Xiaomi or whatever.
Poco.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you how that was going, but I'm just saying is, at least with the Nothing phone, the Glyph was kind of cool because I mean, if you had it on a table and that thing all glyphed the hell out, you're like, and people, it's like when they're like, holy shit, man, what is that? Is that thing making like lights in the back? Does it have like, what is that? And they're like, and you actually set it to like flash in certain ways for different callers. They're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, is it something that they think is like, oh no, I see the Glyph, I'm going to go around and buy one of those Nothing phones because I have an iPhone. I'm going to get a Nothing. Like, no, but it gets that conversation talking. Then finally somebody goes, hey man, that's pretty cool. And I know it's gimmicky, but it's fun. It
differentiated. Like the Glyph Matrix isn't as flashy, and when I had it, it wasn't fully fleshed out. It didn't have a rock paper scissors. Spin the bottle? Who the hell is going to turn that around and play spin the bottle? Now they've got some other updates since then, but the cameras were actually surprisingly pretty good for what it was. It really.
Oh, really?
Weird.
I was.
They were.
How are the speakers on it? I've heard that's kind of the little bit more of the knock on the speakers are
on the Nothing.
Yeah, see, they're kind of mid.
They weren't memorable. If that helps.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're not going to compare them to the iPhone or these other phones, but yeah,
speakers on a phone are you only have so much space. I don't care what you do to them; they're never going to be perfect. But yeah,
no. I mean, they got a proper speaker grill at the top though, at least, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because when they just use the earpiece only, that's a bit pants.
What I've noticed with Chinese phones and other phones that aren't sold in the U.S., like Samsung, Apple, no one uses IR blasters in the U.S. and North America anymore, which doesn't really bother me. Some people still swear by them, but for like, Flossie loves them. Yeah. So for me, I know you guys are going to hate this, but like I drive a Tesla, which uses a phone as a key or can use a phone as a key. And they started utilizing Pixel and iPhone and Samsung's ultra wideband.
Yeah.
So you can go like, it's just more exact location tracking, I guess, besides Bluetooth. No phone I've imported, Xiaomi, Honor, Poco, none of those, none of them use ultra wideband. None of them do. And it's been like this for years. Xiaomi's last one was like the 13 or something.
Really? I wonder why that is. Is it
I don't
cost?
know if they don't utilize it, because it's not just Tesla. I mean, like Hyundai uses it now, Mercedes, BMW all use the key as your phone as a key for the higher end. I'm assuming some of their cars. I don't know. That's just one thing I've noticed between the two phones. That's the one thing I kind of miss. But
now, do you actually have a key fob? Do they give you one, or you don't have
a card? It's a card, like there's a credit card. You just swipe it on the A pillar and it opens up.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you have to take it out? Can you, or you have to touch the car with the card?
I have one of those RFID wallets, so I take mine out. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But with the phone, what's nice that when you have ultra wideband, like if you have your hands full and you walk up to your trunk, and you wait there for a couple seconds, it'll automatically open your trunk for you. So you don't have to hit any buttons. That's one of the main things I liked about it. And it was always on. So I know with all these Chinese phones, they shut down Bluetooth. So I'll go up to my car and try to open it, and it won't unlock. So I have to open the app to turn it back on. And then get in. So yeah, I don't know. That's just something I've noticed.
It's quite important to a lot of people. Would be once you get used to using your phone, you want to continue using every phone you have, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It really is. It's a first world problem, obviously, but just one thing I've noticed. It's kind of strange they don't do that.
I can imagine it being a deal breaker for some though.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, Honor, Vivo, Oppo, OnePlus, Xiaomi, none of them do it anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how they don't have they have electric cars in China, because I saw Marquez was testing them and stuff. So I wonder what do they do? Like, what's their? I mean, maybe they don't use the phone as like to unlock a car. Maybe it's a card or a prox or
a
whatever,
fob or something.
Yeah, a fob like that. Like I said, the Mini has. I mean, and it's also some of these minis, the key fob's stupid big. It's like a big fob. Like it's not even like it's this long. Yeah, and it says Mini across the back, which is fine. And then I do have an app, which is kind of nice. Although when you update, I finally got my first software update in the car. So what's weird is, I don't know if this is now before anybody comes at me and link in the comments. Like, I don't know. This is my first software update. So what I had to do is you download the update on your phone. Like you initially, the car says, "Hey, I need an update." Okay, cool. And then you get in the car and it says, "Okay," and you start. But you have to download the update to your phone, and then you push that update to your car. And then I'm like, okay, so I do all that, and then it says, "Okay, the update will install while you're driving the car." But only while you're driving. I'm like,
that would scare me.
I don't know if I like that, right? Now, luckily, it's not a Tesla. Yeah. And so, and then it said, so I drove it all the way home, and I got home and it said, yeah, it decided that that wasn't the time we want to install it. We're going to install it at 1:00 in the morning because it will be out of service for an hour. I was like, okay. So I set it to do it after the drive home. I guess it decided. Yeah. And what's funny is it said, I need you to drive, and the car needs to drive for this update. So I did that. I drove an hour because that's my commute home, and it decided, yeah, we didn't want to do it then. Okay, cool. So it said, well, we're going to schedule it for 1:00. So when I got up the next day, I got my car, and the app said, hey, the software was installed. And it actually was kind of an nice little update. So I turned off the auto start stop because I hate it. And I know we have to do it in the United States. You can thank EPA.
You can turn it off in the settings?
you can turn it off. And no, now there's actually a button. It used to be you'd push the button and it would bring up the auto stop start. And then there's actually a software button you push to turn it off. Now, if you just hold that button, you don't have to click on the screen. You can just hold it and it actually turns the auto start off, which is kind of nice. And the other thing is it gave me a couple of more features with different voices.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one other thing that happened. So it was actually kind of a neat little update. So, it's kind of nice. So I got my first update.
It goes to your phone first.
But it was weird. Now, I think you could do it a different way. Like, I think if you have, the car allows you to have like an eSIM. I think you might be able to sign up for Wi-Fi stuff.
Like
and
premium,
maybe it works that
premium
way.
connectivity or something. Yeah.
Right. I don't have that because I'm not paying for that. So it was just what you do is you initiate the car says, okay, I'm ready to go. You download it on your phone, you Bluetooth it to your car. Then it got to 45%. It says you need to start driving to finish the push. So I started driving and it pushed the remainder of the update. And then it decided, I don't want to install it right now. I'm going to wait till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Which is good.
Okay, Mini. Fine.
If it affects your driving, you don't want to be driving on the road and your car stops,
Right. So it was
Tesla does it differently. Like, it'll say, hey, available update. Do you want to schedule it? If you do it now, it's going to take 55 minutes and you can't drive. It literally tells you not to drive. But I was going to tell you this. You guys Tron fans?
Yeah.
So Tesla has this thing where like they have a Christmas update and you can turn your car into a Santa sleigh. And I didn't know I got this, but I was sitting in the car waiting for my daughter to come out. I take my daughter to high school. And I'm looking through the toy box, is what it's called. And it says Tron mode. I'm like, what the hell is this? Now, in my car, I have an LED strip that goes all around the inside. And so she gets in, I go, I'm going to hit this button. All of a sudden, the speakers get real loud. It's like, makes like a humming noise. And all the LED lights turn red. The screen shuts off and just says Tron. And like digital, like kind of like shakes. And all of a sudden starts playing the soundtrack to the new Tron movie from 9 Inch Nails, I think is what it is.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so and then it turns your little guy on the map into a Tron motorcycle or bike, and then all your sounds change. Like your braking sound changes, your blinkers change. It scared the shit out. But at night, it was really cool having like it was bright.
Just quickly
red,
on the map when you're driving, do you have like the red bit behind?
Yes, and it's the red bit behind.
Yes, yes.
I'm not a big Tron person,
and then another Tesla goes in there, and you see him in the background. Boom! You're like, sorry about your Tesla, my bad. And now you called it a motorcycle thing. You know what that thing's called?
Right? I don't remember. I've watched the
it's called a light cycle.
Light cycle. I saw the last one, not the old one, but the one in between. Dude, and I haven't seen the new one.
I've never seen the new one. I've only seen the old one, and it was cool because the villains were always in the red, right? And then the guy was in the blue. And dude, Tron's cool.
So Tesla made us the bad guy because we're red.
Yeah, right. I like the red though, man.
Yeah,
the red's
cool. It looked really cool though.
The bad guys were the red, and then the player was the blue. He was.
They also added a light show, but I haven't done that. So if you're not familiar, like you can hit a button and set it, and you get out of the car, and it literally like rolls your windows up and down, opens your trunk and your lights, and it plays music, and you can watch it. And it flashes all your lights different colors, and
so
it's really
Jason's going to the grocery store like.
My kids, when they were little, they used to love it.
Yeah,
they used to love it. Yeah.
So now I don't get that in my Mini, but it did have a holiday, video thing where it's like, ooh, and it's like drive, it's winter, and it's like this stupid little video, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. It's
I just like that your car gets updates like your phone. Well, at least mine does. Your car gets updates. They never used to get updates.
Right. And like I said, I think, and I don't, well, the last version software, I bought the car about a month and a half ago. So it was like, I think it said 7. So I'm assuming it's in July. So this one came in like right at December. So it's like, maybe a bi-yearly update. I think that's pretty cool. And it did actually add the stop start feature, and it did actually add a couple of features to the car, which is kind of cool. I don't know if that's the normal cadence and then, to be honest, what's funny though is because of the way it is, it says your BMW is, I get it. It's a BMW. I understand it's built in the UK, but it's a BMW.
Ooh, it's built in the UK. Ooh, I heard about the quality.
It's built in Oxford of all things. It's built in Oxford. It's the only place.
My car was built in Fremont, California.
Right. No. So, so they're German, all German parts, because it's such a BMW. But the only point of assembly is in Oxford in the UK. I guess it's Oxford, some other shire or some bullshit. I don't know where Oxford.
Like, do you have a sticker? Like, I know my buddy years and years ago, he bought like a Hyundai Accent when it was a stick shift. No, you can get it without air conditioning and just a radio. He had like $9,000 brand new for it. And I remember him picking it up. He bought it just for work. He wanted gas mileage. And on the back, it said 99.9% Korean. And I'm like, well, what's the 0.1%? And it actually said gas. So they filled it up with gas here in the U.S., and that was the 0.1% that was U.S.
No, so so the car is 100% German parts, 100% German, and it's all that. But the point of assembly is one plant apparently is in the UK. It's in Oxford. Where is Oxford at in as far as what county is Oxford in? Do you know, Joe, by any chance?
Oxfordshire.
Oxfordshire. Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah.
So it says Oxford. So it says parts 100% German. It says point of assembly Oxford, Oxfordshire, UK. So it's still built in the UK, and then it's put on a ship and sent to the United States, and that's how it goes.
So Sam, you're not getting that tax credit, the new tax credit.
No.
My wife we got a new van, and it was a Chrysler product. It was assembled in Canada, so we don't qualify.
Right.
Oh,
it sucks.
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah.
but no. So apparently that's
care.
and apparently that's the only place that minis are actually assembled. They're not assembled in Germany. They're actually assembled. They take all those parts. They actually have a mini plant in the UK, and one plant apparently, and that's where all the minis are built. All the club.
So Joe, how far are you from this plant?
a bit of a distance.
Bit of a distance. So
Is
if
it-
Sam needs some parts, you can just run over there and get them for him.
Yeah, ship it out to him for $3,000.
Right. Yeah.
Upcharge him a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So is Oxford? Is it in like the northern part of the country, or I don't know where it's at? Is it like where London's at? London's
west of London. It's west of
okay.
London.
Okay. That's cool. So, anyways, that's where they're built, and so it was just funny because it always says stuff about this, but you see that it says BMW and stuff. So it says BMW is this. I'm like, okay, so it's I get it. But yeah, it gave me an update, so that was cool. It's just the weird. The car initiates it, your phone downloads it, then you have to drive the car, it pushes the rest of the update, and the car does the update overnight.
That's interesting because I've had an EV charger installed, and it's similar. It's from Wallbox. I don't know who. I guess it's a company. I don't know much about them, but it says I have an update. It says to download update, you must be right next to the charger in Bluetooth, even though it has Wi-Fi. And it'll download to my phone, set up a Wi-Fi hotspot from my phone back to the charger to update it. I don't know. That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, sometimes they're made like too complicated.
It's like 2 degrees outside, so it's in my garage. I don't want to sit out there when it's 2 degrees outside trying to update my charger. I just want to charge my car.
Right. So Joe, so you've got is your primary sim still in the Honor, or
it's in one that's under embargo, so I can't talk about it.
Right. Is he gonna be an embargo for like the next year or two? It's like, what is going on?
No, the 22nd, the embargo drops, and I can give a little.
I'm still hesitant. I still want to get the embargo phone. I'm not going to say what it is. I kind of think I know what it is. And there's there's different global versions. I know the UK version's coming soon. There's a Malaysian global, or not Malaysian, Hong Kong global or something. But I think it might have a bigger battery. That's the only difference.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
And I'm contemplating jumping on it because I've always liked the Magic series. They've always been really good phones. So
yeah, I don't know. So I mean, I would, but I'm just kind of curious about. I still haven't seen the OnePlus 15 show up on the AT&T whitelist. I don't know if they're gonna. They usually do on the OnePlus phones. They usually have the 13 and 13R.
Sam, the 15R looks quite tasty anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I
think Darren about it. I think Darren's reviewing it. Maybe I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know he got it. But I didn't see any kind of So the 13R, I mean, a 15R, I don't know. I mean, I think that's probably going to be a pretty. Now, when is it going to come out? Fairly close to the 15, or is it going to be like one of those? It's not going to come out to like February or March or whatever.
I'm not sure.
I don't know what the release.
Somebody, I think it was Mr. Who's the Boss. He compared like Oppo, Vivo, and OnePlus. He said OnePlus is more like your speed and battery. Vivo is more like your photography and movies, and Oppo was kind of like the best of both worlds, kind of mixed them both. They weren't the greatest at either one, but they did a pretty good job, which I thought that was a pretty good thing because OnePlus has kind of backed away from the photo chops, getting rid of the Hasselblad, supposedly downgrading your sensors. Most people won't even notice. But like I said, GizTop has the OnePlus 15 for $659. And for $20 to put a global ROM on it, I think the only problem you'd have is maybe some bands. But like you and AT&T, I don't know. That's a big what if. It's not worth spending that kind of money taking the risk. Yeah.
Nope. And the only Nothing phone they have on the whitelist is the Nothing Phone 2. Is the only one that's available that will work. So I don't know. And the problem is like, okay, well, I could do that, but then I still got the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I still got my 7, Fold 7, and I still got my Wing, which is funny because I saw Evan Blast. He talked about the Wing, and he's just like, such a cool. I think it's such a cool
phone. I had that phone. I love it. Have you seen those guys that modded it? They took like the top part off.
No,
and just used the middle screen and made like an emulator out of it, like a video game. Or I can't remember. How they did it. Yeah, they took the bottom part, not the top screen. Took the bottom part, so there's like a blank spot, and they turned it around and put a keypad on it and made. I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just a cool phone. I like it. I just wish it was still. I just wish LG was still in the game. I still wish. HTC is technically back in the game, but I'm talking about the old HTC with the Sense UI, I mean, that was my jam back in the day. I mean, I was probably more of an HTC fan than I ever was any other Android manufacturer at that time. I mean, I love
HTC and Motorola got me. Well, I had the first Android, the G1.
Right.
But I remember before that, I mean, when Android really got popular, it was Moto and HTC. They took Android to a whole nother level. That Moto Droid with the swivel lock screen, I mean, for Verizon, just killed it for Android. It's great.
Yeah, I was one of the few people that probably in the history of the world I had the HTC One M8 and the One M8 for Windows. I had both phones at the same time because they actually made the one.
That'd be an interesting comparison.
Dude, I loved the HTC One M8 for Windows. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that I liked the Windows Hello and it wasn't available on the HTC One M8, obviously. But I think for me personally, that is the best form factor of any size and the material and the way that it curved in the back. I thought that was the best phone I ever held as far as like ergonomics. I loved the HTC One M8. That was my favorite. Even like
I like the LG Flexes, the ones that were kind of like curved like a banana a little bit. They fit but they overheated because of the damn chipset they had, and people just didn't buy them. LG and HTC were like pushing boundaries.
I think they made the Flex. I think they made a Flex 2. I think at one point
they did. Yep.
And I thought they were kind of cool because it kind of bended. It was kind of like neat. And I just, like I said, I thought, and the HTC 10 was nice because it had that chamfered back to it. Yep. It was still that metal. And I was like, dude, I really wish polycarbonate metal were still kind of a thing. I just think there's such a difference. You don't have to worry about your back cracking, right? You know, if you drop the phone, at least the back won't shatter. Yeah, the front probably crack, but I mean, I knew, and I never had a case in my HTC One, any of my HTC One devices. The M8, I had the M7, the M8, the 9, which was not very good. I had the 10. I actually had them all. I had the U11 and the U12 Plus. I didn't like that whole button. It wasn't a real button. It was that capacitive button. It was weird. It was weird.
What was the HTC that went translucent? Was that the 11 or 12?
They both had translucent backs. And then you had the Exodus 1, right, which was the...
Well, I think that translucent model was kind of like towards the end of their...
Yeah. I tell you, man, the old HTC U11 and that had that fire red color. Oh yeah, amazing. And then they had the Exodus 1, which was the Bitcoin. It had all that. It was a cloud. You know, it was a Bitcoin phone. And man, I've tried that. I actually had it, and I kept it for a while, and I got rid of it. And apparently now it's literally impossible to get. I've looked at
them now.
But yeah, I had an Exodus 1 for about 6 months. And I actually tried to set up all my Bitcoin locker bullshit, and I had no idea what I was doing. I just that's kind of cool. I never bought a Bitcoin in my life, or Ethereum or any of that kind of cloud. It was all basically Bitcoin, basically phone. It was supposed to be a super secure Bitcoin phone. It was pretty cool. It had a lot of features in it. It was basically black, and it was an HTC U12 Plus. It was called the Exodus 1. I thought it was kind of cool. But
Sam, did you see the games that Jason shared? The GameSir controller.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool with the
yeah, I want that.
The clip-on controller thing.
Yeah, that's kind of
just popped up in my feed. I'm like, what the heck is this?
But the price is so good.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if it was like $300, I'm like, this isn't worth it, you know?
Yeah. It's a game. It's a clip-on game thing, and then it's like,
I didn't read much into. I was getting ready to do some other things, and when I first saw it clips onto any phone, right? Android or Apple.
Early bird is $29, and you can get it for $34.99.
It
clips. Yeah, it clips on your phone. GameSir is launching a vertical moment.
Do emulation for the gaming, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's for $30, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of games, maybe with it. I don't know.
But it's worth trying, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind trying it.
Right.
Is it US
Okay.
only? I don't even know.
Probably.
Those damn.
Well, it's
US,
funny as
I
they talk
swear.
about experience. It brings the experience to Android, and it looks like they put an iPhone.
Yeah.
Rail.
That's what. When I saw it, it looked like it looked like an iPhone. I'm like, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's standard.
Earlier this week, everyone was spec for its Game Boy-like vertical handheld, the RG477V. Although we don't know what the launch price would be yet, it's safe to assume it'll be over $200 if you need a dose of Game Boy nostalgia, but want the experience more. Yeah, so
December 25th, it goes on sale. What kind of?
That's
How
so
would you
weird.
wait till the 25th?
Although
right,
people are at home and people are online.
right.
On the 25th, funny enough. So I guess it makes sense because the sales start like on Christmas Day now, don't they? Not Boxing Day anymore.
Yeah, it'll run on use Bluetooth Connect. Since there's no physical connection, it will run on a 600 milliamp battery. According to The Verge, it's scheduled on sale on December 25th for $349.
Have you ever heard of Game Sir? I had never heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah,
I've never heard of them. I went to the website. I've never seen something like that before.
I'm not a gamer at all, but yeah, I've heard of Game Sir.
I'm not like a huge gamer, but the retro stuff that I grew up on, I always like to play. So, yeah.
Game Sir, yeah, it's got their own website and everything. Looks like they make controllers. That looks like
they do.
It's got
yep.
Because got classic
AC
controller.
It's literally just a controller. It looks like, I bet.
And it looks like it's like what they make. That's kind of their thing. Apparently, is controller.
So they already do like an Android controller, which is like the backbone and what's it called? The Razer one.
Yeah, I would assume it clicks into the USB-C port there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Because Bluetooth is fine, but there's always lag and batteries you have to worry about with Bluetooth. So
yeah, I wouldn't want it just to be Bluetooth.
Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely want to give that a go.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, I looked them up. Yeah, they looks like they have a bunch of mobile controllers and everything else.
So they do.
Yeah,
X5. I've heard of these ones. The X5.
Dang, that controller just showed on the screen. Is it what? Fit a 15-inch tablet?
Yeah, it's X5 Lite. It's and then they have an X3 Pro, a G8 Plus.
Did you see the colorway though? Wasabi, which is like the Pixel sort of look.
Wasabi, is that what you said?
Wasabi, yeah.
Yeah, what was the Google? Oh my God,
Stadia.
Cloud gaming. Stadia. I had the Wasabi Stadia controller.
Yeah, and it's similar sort of look to that.
Yeah. And they've got I guess controllers. They have controllers for your Switch. If you're looking for a Switch controller, which I do have a Switch controller for my Switch 2, and it works out pretty good. Although it's not this company. I have another. I got it at Walmart. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's nice having the controller. So yeah, I mean, check that out. That is kind of cool. Probably, Joe. I'm sure you have to have some emulator or whatever. I wonder I'm sure it could be mapped to other games, like if you're doing other games and stuff like that. Like you're playing Call of Duty or something. I'm sure you can map it to whatever.
Yeah, you could probably map it. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't really play games like that on my phone. I mean, if I do a game on my phone, it's card games or stuff like that. Very, very simple kinds of stuff. Nothing crazy.
We're simple people, aren't we, Sam?
I'm definitely simple when it comes to that.
I think the most gaming I do on my phone is probably Roblox, just because my kids are on it. I like to kind of watch what they're doing. I don't actually play. I just kind of jump in the game they're in to see what's going on, listen to the chat.
Just linger.
Oh yeah.
I don't know much about Roblox, although I know that lately there's been Sean Ryan did an interview with that guy, and then I know they've talked about it before. And I'm like, holy shit, is that really going on? Because if that's the case, that's
now I've talked to my kids about that, and they haven't had any issues with that. And I've jumped in a few times to see what would happen. I don't talk in the chat. If you're going in there, like I'm there to play a game more than likely. I don't know, but now they have live chat. You can actually like hear people's voices. It's like,
oh really?
It's creepy. Yeah.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Like I said, I'm not going to mention any of the stuff. If anybody's hearing this and they really are interested, just Google Sean Ryan Roblox, and you'll see what's going on. But they had that
Roblox went in there and he was like trying to get these guys out, and Roblox kicked him out. Like it's a whole thing.
So,
yeah.
So I'm just saying is just be careful if you have kids. I don't know anything about the game. Is it like Minecraft? Is that basically what it's? I don't know what you do on this.
No, it's a gaming. You log into a Roblox account and there's hundreds of thousands of different games. You can play anything. I mean, there's all kinds, and people make them. It's a community, so you can make your own game.
Oh, like
it's just a bunch of
skee ball and shit like that kind of thing.
They have Call of Duty like games. They have racing games. They have tycoon games where you have to like build things, and they have all kinds.
I have. It sounds crazy. All I know is kids are into it. It's kind of nuts.
Yes.
And apparently, because it's
adults are into it too. Apparently,
well, yeah,
for different reasons,
right? And then it just seems like because it's community based, and of course, just because you always do, apparently that kind of element is like I didn't know anything about it, and I do like games like that because I actually I did try to get into Minecraft. I just didn't understand what the point of it was. Like I built a house and did some
couldn't
stuff.
Get into Minecraft.
Like,
I couldn't.
Like I don't really know what else to do. Like I don't have any. It's like you just do whatever. You can build a thing and build a switch, and then you have a mine, and you fall and die, and all your shit would get buried, and you get lost. And like, okay, this is. So I don't know what's going on.
I made a movie about it.
I never tried the Roblox. I did.
That's how popular this is.
The
movie's not
apparently
bad.
It's very popular.
It wasn't bad. I didn't get the inside jokes, like the chicken whatever, the chicken jockey or whatever. All the kids were like, in the movie theater. I'm like, I don't get it because I don't play the game. But I think if you're into it,
I guess it's just like there's inside jokes.
Like I played Doom, and the Doom movie came out with I think it was The Rock, and it was not very good. I'm like, what the hell is this? What am I watching?
Yeah. That's like the old Street Fighter movies with Raul Julia. And like, oh god,
it's gonna be a new
Could you imagine a Duke
Kombat,
Nukem movie? The Mortal Kombat had a couple good ones, but a lot of them were terrible too.
The first one was not good, but the second one seemed okay. I mean, it wasn't.
There's gonna be a new one, isn't there?
I guess.
I heard. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game in forever. Like,
I just played one yesterday. I played Mortal Kombat 2 on my Game Gear.
Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I played Mortal Kombat.
The last one I played was Mortal Kombat 4. Mm-hmm. And then it went to all these, like, once they got to like the 3D ones, like more like the Tekken, I just got it. I just can't get into it. I don't know, man.
What's the more gruesome look? You can get like a patch, couldn't you? Which made it more bloody than the normal one. Is that right?
Once they went 3D, I couldn't grasp the 2D when you're walking sideways was easy for me to comprehend.
Yeah, and I don't think it was necessarily the 3D. It's just that I got to the point where I didn't really have anybody to play against, and at that time I just stopped playing it. And it's like if you're playing by yourself, it's fine, but it's like to me, playing a fighting game, if you're not in an arcade or playing with somebody online or playing somebody next to you, it just kind of sucks. To me that's an ultimate 2-player game. You have to have a second player with you next to you. I see
this.
Yeah,
I got Street Fighter right there.
Oh, dude, I played now on those games. I would play Saga for sure, dude.
I just want to scream at you. I like Ryu.
Yeah, I don't know why. I always picked Blanca.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
That guy.
Oh, we know why. No.
Well, the funny thing is, and I had a friend of mine who was a Guile master. He loved that
the guy with the arms, isn't it?
Yeah, when it does the kicks and stuff, dude. And Guile is so hard because you got to preload all that shit. And I'm telling you, he would play Guile, and he would sit there in an arcade. We used to nobody's from St. Louis, so they're not going to understand this reference. I don't give a shit. So we used to have this arcade at one of the malls called Northwest Plaza. It was downstairs called Tilt. And this was the kind of thing where if you thought you could play arcade games, whether it's Tekken, Street Fighter, whatever, Mortal Kombat, that's where you went. And everybody would put quarters across the cabinet, and you just keep playing. And there was guys down there that I swear to God would play on 2 quarters, and people would walk up and challenge them, and they'd put their quarter in and just get fucking annihilated. Like some of the best fighting game arcade people I've ever met. Now, obviously in other cities, I'm sure they had something similar to this, but in St. Louis, if that's where you thought you could play some Street Fighter or Tekken or Mortal Kombat, you went to Tilt, and I guarantee, and there used to be, I mean, I'm not giving you, and there was no, it wasn't projecting on a large screen. Everybody was crowded around this thing. And I'm not kidding. There would be 20 or 30 people crowded around this. And how you knew you were next up is you put your quarter on the cabinet top and you put your quarter in, right? And I remember this guy had Guile, and it was funny. This guy was so weird. He called him Gully. I don't know why he called him that. I guess he
didn't matter. He was
the name.
And
I watched him just literally. People would come up, and he would and not even just beat him, like perfect them both rounds. Just he was so amazing with Guile. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, everybody hated that guy because it was so hard to play that character to do it correctly. Everybody played Ryu, Ken. I was a Sagat guy. Blanca was weird because everybody would just spam that electrical shit and they'd corner trap you and it just sucked. But I like Sagat. That was my guy, and it was hard to play.
So where I grew up, there was a movie rental place that sold comic books, had a pizza place in the back, and they had a mini arcade. They had Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. Then they got the Neo Geo with like the 4 games.
Oh yeah, Baseball Stars, and
we would do the same thing. We put coins up, but there was a computer game, and you have to look this up. And I don't know if it's lore. Like I remember playing this game, but I could not find it anywhere. It's called Tongue of the Fat Man, and it was a Street Fighter based game. And I remember the Tongue of the Fat Man was like the boss was a fat guy who would like his thing was a stomach and his belly, and he would like hit you with it.
Right.
But yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, that's it. Tongue of the Fat Man. That that game was so weird. I don't know where I got it. It was probably shareware or something back in the 90s. It was a stupid game, and I loved every minute of it.
What the hell?
Yeah, see, there's the belly. Oh, you just looked it up.
Yeah. So then what happened was, so they had the Tekken, the Street Fighter.
Yep.
And then they had a game called Killer Instinct. And I love that, dude. That as soon as I started getting into that,
Killer Instinct was more like Mortal Kombat. It was more like realistic, whereas Tekken was like the 3D, like blocky kind of game.
Right. And then the thing with Killer Instinct was you had combos, but you had combo breakers. So you could so if somebody was doing this elaborate combo, you could break the combo, right? So you couldn't.
I used to wait in Mortal Kombat to watch the fatalities because I could never do them. I just, nowadays kids watch everyone on YouTube play games. We did the same shit in the 90s. We watched other people play video games.
Right.
Just
but you were present. Like you were there. True. It was more of a social thing. And then on top, and I'm not saying you shouldn't watch games now. I just can't believe a lot of kids do it. But it's funny is so Killer Instinct was cool because I was always a Saberwolf guy. And then I like Saberwolf, right?
Yeah.
But that was a lot of that same kind of guile where you had to like preload the back and then go forward and back and do then these elaborate combos. And it was cool because whenever you would the voice, whoever did it was cool. So when you do the break of the combo, go combo breaker. And it was cool because you'd have 2 people fighting on this cabinet and they'd constantly be breaking each other's shit. And it would be like, and just like,
if I remember correctly, it was kind of like the basketball game. What was that basketball game with the big head?
NBA Jam.
Well, they had like it's on fire and
big
words.
It
got you. It was like nowadays kids would be like, oh, it's seizure warning. But back then, that's what was awesome.
NBA Jam, NFL Blitz. I remember NFL Blitz. That was another one of those kind of there was such. I really miss arcades. I really wish they still had stuff like that.
You saw the arcade I have. I think it's Arcade 1-Up. They have a Nintendo Blitz or NFL Blitz version
again, haven't they? They have become trendy again, arcades.
I think so, and what I liked about the arcades was, first of all, it was more affordable because you could use a quarter. But the other thing was, it was more of a social gathering. Like kids, you got off school, right, and you dropped your book bag before you went home, or on a Saturday, everybody would go to the arcade. You play Cubert and Frogger and Skee Ball and everybody, that's where you kind of hung out and met up. And some of them had little food place where you get a soda or you can get a drink. Yeah. And now in St. Louis, they have a place called, I think it's called 1-Up, I think is what it's called. And it's all card based, right? Because it's all coin ops, but it's like a pizza thing. And every time I've gone in there, it's packed full of people. And some of these people are younger. Like I guarantee these games were games that have like, when I was a kid, like Defender and Gorf and Keeper.
Retro is cool right now for some reason.
Yeah,
look at Stranger Things, for God's sake. It's based in the 80s, isn't it? So.
Right.
And I go to the arcade. When I went to the arcade, we had a pizza place with pop. We had arcades. We had comic books. We were big into baseball, basketball cards, Marvel cards, and we could spend all day there. You play video games. You eat some pizza. Then you get a movie. You go back home. Take some comic books with you. You come back the next day.
But I remember, the games they had was cool because now it's just the same game and there's different genres, right? But like a game like Paperboy, the actual controller was like a bike handlebars, and it had the button where you throw the papers. Look, you can look up Paperboy. I'm not going to tell you how to, right? And then when you had like the Star Wars, they had the wireframe Star Wars game, the original one, but you actually sat it was a big cabinet. You sat there with an actual like little controller and you flew around and stuff. And I'm not kidding you, Joe, you can look this up. There was a Pac-Man. You had like, Miss Pac-Man, Super Pac, but you had Baby Pac-Man, and it was half of a pinball machine.
What?
No, I swear to God, it was.
Never
look
heard
it
of
up. So what it was you played
Sam,
Pac-Man.
he's so caught up on Tongue of the Fat Man that he's playing that.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now.
It's a weird game. I have no idea where I think my dad got it for me or found. It was weird because I used to build my computers in the 90s.
Commodore. So. It was on the Commodore 64.
What was?
Right, so
Baby Pac-Man?
Batman.
No. So here's
what Commodore had it. Oh.
Yeah. So here's I'll share it. So you got to see the cabinet because it's cool.
I can see the.
Yeah.
I have never seen Baby Pac-Man.
Neither have I. How can it be a man if it's a baby?
So Sam said he went to the arcade and they had Frogger. See, I played Frogger on Nintendo and Atari at home. When I was at the arcade, it was NBA Jam, NFL Blitz.
Well, the problem is I'm old. Okay, so this is what it was. So I'm not kidding you. So you would get up here, right? And you would hold on a second to see if I can't.
So it's pinball as well as it is.
So it's a pinball game, basically.
So you start out at the bottom here's your controller, and on the side it had flippers. So you play the game for the first two, and you clear the first two boards, and then it would switch to the pinball, and you'd play the pinball down below, and then you go back and forth. I swear to God, people think they're like,
two games in one.
Yeah, it's a pinball machine. It's a little mini pinball machine and an actual Baby Pac-Man.
So again, Sam, this was before its time. Nowadays, kids could play this sleeping because they have so much, stuff going on. Back then, people couldn't handle two things.
Right. Sam, when I was in San Fran, we went to a bar that was an arcade. We did 4-man Pac-Man.
Yeah, in Columbus, Ohio, where I grew up in that area, they have a bar downtown called Pins, and it's basically a pinball, all like hundreds of pinball games.
Dude, I would like to get a pinball machine. They're just the only problem is
they're big.
And they also break pretty often, especially if you get an older one. There's a lot of mechanical stuff that fails.
Well, you've seen Sam, they have the digital ones. It looks like a pinball machine, but it's all screen.
Yeah, it sucks.
I know it's not the same, but you wouldn't have as much mechanical.
You'd want them. That's the reason why I want an actual pinball machine, and then I actually want a Chex bubble hockey.
How about foosball?
Foosball, I would play it, but Becky doesn't like foosball that much.
I played foosball. We had a foosball table and a ping pong table. It's fun for a while, but it gets old until your friends come over and want to play. It's kind of cool, but
I mean, the problem is you have to have a second player, and then the problem is at least with pinball and everything else,
better.
Right,
no.
2-on-2,
1 versus 4. I can still beat them all. No,
and there's a place in it's called Watson's. They sell like game rooms, but also it's like chairs and theaters and hot tubs and kind of thing. And
Watson's.
They have those shuffle boards, those little discs where you put the stuff.
Love shuffleboard. Love it,
dude. It's so cool. We want to put one in the living room, but the problem is at the wall we were going to put it on. I don't think the wall's long enough to get one. But I mean, some of them they're real nice, the wood laid inboard, and they're fun. I love those things. Have the
Boomtown bar in the UK, and they have shuffleboard, and it's so good.
Yeah, shuffleboard. I don't think I've ever played, but I had the PS4 with the Move controllers. And they had bocce ball, which we loved. Of all the things, bocce ball and Ultimate Frisbee was effing amazing. Frisbee. They don't have that for Wii or the Wii U or the Switch.
You know, it's funny when we went on our last camping trip. It was one of these little hip camp kind of things where you go to like a person's like it's like he's got his own farm. He had an actual outdoor bocce court with balls.
So much fun. It's the simplest game ever, but it's so much fun.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, especially. And we were playing with another couple, and it was great because you can hit their ball out of the way, and you get the Polina, and I love bocce ball. I played as a kid, and I hadn't gotten to play a chance to play. So I was explaining it. Bocce, BOCCE.
BOCC.
Yeah, I played on PlayStation 4 with the Move and never found another game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bocce ball. You throw the Polina and then you have ball. Right. And what's cool is, but yeah, when I say the Baby Pac-Man was like basically a pinball machine, and they were like, no way. I go, yeah, that's a real thing, dude.
That's the first thing I said. No, Pac-Man's never been a pinball.
And I remember Paperboy. I used to like it because the controller was because you had to basically throw papers and just go up the street, and then there's like a dog runs out and people throw shit at you and knock you off your bike. And it was basically the controller was handlebars. A little button on it, and
we got into like Time Crisis.
Yeah, Time Crisis with the gun.
You had a pedal. You hit the pedal, crouch down.
Operation Wolf had the Uzi on it.
Oh my god, yes,
dude. I mean, these kids don't know, man. They're never gonna know, and it's just like that's why I hate about it is it gets.
Well, I like the arcades coming back because it's not just for the retro thing. It's like, hey, kids, being social doesn't mean watching someone play on Twitch. It means you put your quarters up there and you wait and you get to be involved. It's like, who cares if you lose? We didn't fight. We didn't throw punches. We just had fun.
Yeah. Trains,
So
karate.
This is interesting, right? Bocce is a plural of the word boccia, meaning ball in Italian. So you're basically calling it
a ball. Ball. Yeah. Bocce ball.
You know what, Joe?
But they just call it bocce.
Now
right.
You
it's
know.
just called bocce. But anyway, they had an outdoor, but now, the more you know, right?
Yeah, the more you. I didn't know that.
It's going to be a new segment every week. I only use Google because I don't know.
So, Joe, you're going to have to use Gemini every day, and you're going to have to come up with something new.
Find something new
today.
All right, so we're going to do a new segment here, and I'm just made this up. So the new segment is, tell me about an app you really have discovered in the last like maybe 2 or 3 months or 6 months that you're like, that you really like, that you're like, man, I think other people should check this app out because I use it for this reason and I really like this app. Either it's for family or just you or whatever, but it cannot be a game because I'm talking about an actual a productivity app or something like that. Do you have an app that you've used in the last 6 months where you're like, man,
you told us yours with what was it called? Castbox.
No, that was the other one. I'm gonna get. I have one that I'm gonna talk about. But
I think you're talking about another time, not now.
Yeah.
Are you talking about now?
You know, I mentioned that one. That was just happened to be because I like that app. But no, I'm talking about an actual segment where we go over once in a while. We say, hey, is there an app that you stumble? Because I have this app that I got to tell people about, especially if you're. It's really about family planning and meal prep and cooking and recipes and stuff. I'm going to talk about it, and it's amazing, and it's.
I can give you an app right now.
Well, new one.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before, but I don't know if anybody remembers. But yeah, I wanted to see what Jason's got an app that maybe you can say like other people in this that are listening maybe want to check out because it's pretty cool.
I don't know if it's something that everyone needs, but like me and my wife are busy now that we have a third kid and he's little. We busy, so a lot of times we'll go grocery shopping. We'll double buy things. So we downloaded an app called Listonic.
Okay.
And I share it with her. So me and my wife can add things to the thing. We get notifications. Hey, your wife or so-and-so added this to the list. And then as you buy things, you click on it and it comes off the list. And then you save the other person from going to the store and buying the same thing again. Now, it does require you to actually use the app. I know on iPhone, it's a better experience than Android because when you're at the grocery store with your list, it keeps your screen on. It bypasses that timeout. On Android, it does not, but that's been in life. I mean, we've probably used that thing for at least 3 or 4 years, and it's only gotten better. Okay. It even separates, like you add like chicken and name brand, and it's separated out like by the like poultry, milk, whatever. And that when you go to the grocery store, it's like all organized for you.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I like anything grocery or food related. I like those kind of apps because mine's in that same ilk, but it isn't list. You can create grocery list off it and meal plans, but it's kind of like that. So, Joe, what's the one that you?
Well, I mean, I've been put on the spot here, mate. I ain't really got one.
That's okay.
All right.
I'll try and get one for next week. I promise.
I'm just saying. I just think about it, and the one I have, I tell everybody it's just like it's been a godsend. It's called Resame.
Resame.
Right.
I haven't heard you mention that before.
Okay, so what it is it's an. You have Joe remembers this. So I want to try. I want to tell you something. So what was cool yesterday was. So it's Android. You can. Now what I did was I actually logged into it, but I used my Google account so that way so Becky and I can both use it because it's on Android and it's on iOS and it works for both, right? But I'm going to show you something that I thought was kind of that's it right there. It's called Resame. Awesome. But it also has a web top, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to share. So this is
so it's got web access too.
Yeah, it's got a web access. So you go to your dashboard. So I actually logged in. So this is what's cool. So the other day you obviously can categorize all this stuff, but what happened was I had a if you notice, you see that this is grandma's cheesecake, right? And if you notice, I'm not sharing it. You can just kind of see that I don't care if people, what I'm saying is I want you to see that I didn't have this typed. I didn't type this out. I took this and what I did was I uploaded this and it built it all out for me.
So if you have a handwritten one from years ago, it might actually do that.
or a picture, or if you go onto a website, you can go.
Have you tried the handwritten? Like we have a bunch of handwritten old school recipes. I wonder how good
we did, and there's things that it added. But if you hand wrote this out, it scanned this and built the entirety out of it.
Wow, that's a really cool idea.
It's slick. And then if you go in here and you can, and then what also is cool is you have your cookbooks, but then you have meal plans, so you can actually. Which I don't know if it'll let you do. Okay, so that's not coming in the web.
Like weekly, like you can set up weekly meal plans and you can prepare your list based on that.
Right. And so what you do is you take your meal plan, you build all this out. But what's kind of nice is, so if we had camping recipes, and then what you can do is you can build your own, but then you can take stuff off the website. Then you can basically you import the URL and it'll show you the website, and you can actually, it'll build all of this out and tells you exactly what you need.
That's really cool.
And then you can put it on a grocery list that Becky and I can both check off. What's cool is, let's say you need to make this for 8 people. It scales to the exact what you need and tells you what you need and then how to build it all out. And then you just go, I want to add it to my meal plan. So you can now on the app, so you can't do it on the
you can upload old recipes or download new recipes, keep track of them here. Mm-hmm. Then you can actually build a grocery list based on what you need for these meal plans, and you can share them like I do with my app. So it's actually one step further.
Right. And then you can actually, then she can do all that. The only thing is I don't think it's real time. So it might be. So like if I was at the store and I was checking stuff off, she could probably do it too. But if you go in here for any kind of I'm trying to find.
I'm going to need you to like FedEx in a cold pack this cheesecake. Apparently it's really, really good. If you can't share the recipe.
It is if you like cheesecake, it's fantastic. Then you're going to send it's actually my wife's grandmother's recipe, and I'm telling you right now, this cheesecake, it's so I don't even really like cheesecake that much, but yeah, what's kind of cool is you can enter in them all yourself. If you want to hand jam them in, you can. You can take an image and copy it, or you can grab it from a website and you can. So if you find a website that's got a bunch of really cool recipes, like some of these, we actually got. As you can see, this was from an actual website, and then you could actually link the website, and it goes back to here. And so if you go to this website and they have other things going on, other recipes. Let's say you want to do, I don't know. Here's an appetizer. Go to this website. You get their appetizer. Let's say you want to make these. Right, twice baked mini potatoes. All you got to do is take the URL and just throw it into the app, and it'll add it. It'll pull it and it builds it all out.
Crap. Damn.
Yeah.
See, AI is good for some things.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if that's come on. Now I got to say stupid.
Well, it's got to use some kind of version of AI or some kind of to pull to pull that recipe out. But it's still pretty cool. I like the fact that you can. I don't know how this is what you're saying is. It'll analyze that recipe and it'll actually make a grocery list for you based on that. Yeah.
It'll tell you everything you need. So if you want to add something, you just go right here. You can add it to you go to your uncategorized and you can add. And then it says you can either upload photo, you can paste it, you can write it from scratch, or you just paste this URL and it's going to import the URL and it's going to just go. And you can just pull it right off the internet and just throw it right in here. And see, it builds it all out for you.
That's a hell of an app. I think I might actually try to use this. I like it.
So I'm just saying,
if you're I thought Listonic was amazing, but maybe
this a recipe. And we paid for it. There's a little paid thing, but it's both. And so basically, I use my Google app. So basically, Becky has the app, I have it, and we can share lists. And
so there's a payment. What's the price for this?
I don't remember. I don't think it was very much.
Is it monthly or is it one time?
I think I paid for a year because it was such a good app. I
know Listonic is I think it's free for the most part, but it doesn't have. I just don't think it has recipe stuff.
So, I have an Android subscription for it. So I'd build a yearly plan, and you can go on. So if you actually download the app on your Android device, you can actually do a subscription through it, and you can do it right through the Google Play Store, and it can be set it up. And that's what I did. And then so I paid for it, and then she loaded it using my ID on her iPhone, and it's like now we can both use it, and it's awesome. It does meal plans. So if you want to plan out the meals, and then if you take that meal plan, you can export it to a grocery list, and it'll have the entire week list out. And you can.
That's really cool.
It's amazing. Like if you're doing, especially for people like you, Jason, who are busy and you're trying to do all stuff and kids, and then all that kind of stuff, and you're trying to make meal plans, or if you're doing meal prep because you're like doing working out or whatever. Yeah. Same thing. And just and you can either scan a text if you have pictures or handwritten ones. Now I haven't done one that's totally handwritten. And if it was
try it. That's why I want to try it.
If it was mine, I don't think it would work because my handwriting's terrible. I know Becky's would probably work just
it's
like
that.
But,
it's like my wife's grandmother's handwriting or something like that. I think it's interesting because it kind of carries on. Like if you have a recipe that's old and it's on paper, it kind of digitizes it for a lot of people.
Right.
And you can
And
share
that way,
it in the family.
And that's another thing too, is a lot of these things, she has multiple cookbooks and things all over and things she's gotten from the years, and just taking that picture and taking a picture and just, that was actually yesterday was that cheesecake recipe. I had to buy the ingredients for it because I'm going to make it for work next week. And I was like, I didn't want to type. I was like, man, I got to type all this shit out. It's going to be a pain in the ass. I thought, you know what, but it said upload image. I'm like, oh, it can't be that easy. And it probably won't work great. And it worked flawlessly. And that's printed, but you saw there was instructions, but it knew what was recipes. And then it took the instructions that it dynamically knew how to separate all that out. I don't know. And it's the fact that you have a web top version and you have it on the phone, which is cool. Now the web top version, you can't do the meal plans, the groceries, but you can on the app. So if you had meal plans, you set them all out, you put it to groceries, export it, and then I can take that whole list and either send it to her directly or somebody else, or she can just log into the app and sees the grocery list. So she could be on the fly filling out stuff while I'm at the store. I said, hey, add it to the grocery list and it'll populate real time.
So that's what Listonic does. Like if I'm at the grocery store, my wife's like, I go, hey, add things. The only thing that sucks about it is like I'm actually at Kroger or Walmart.
Okay, Roger. Yeah.
And she's literally adding it as I'm walking around. I go, Jesus Christ, stop. I need to get out of here. Stop adding stuff.
Right.
But
she's probably hungry.
I think your app is like Listonic times 10. Like it
does meal planning, but it also does all sorts of other stuff. And that's kind of what I like.
And Joe, you can't match that app, huh?
No, all I was going to give you is Snapseed, which everyone's heard of. Which is
if you use it though,
that's a brilliant app though.
If you haven't heard of it, it's a really good tool for editing pictures that's free by Google.
I don't use it. I don't use it because I'm so beautiful naturally that I don't have to edit my own photos. But yeah, I get
it. That's fair. That's fair.
Sam's like, what the?
Because one thing I used to use it a lot for was the double exposure to do things with. That's a really fun feature. But it's free. We all like free stuff, man.
We all like free stuff. And I think on the recipe app, I think a lot of the functions are free. I just find it to be such a robust app. I'm like, dude.
I would assume you get so much for free and you got to pay for more, right?
I think it was you can only do so many cookbooks or you can only do so many grocery lists. And then it was kind of, you could do a basic grocery list, but it wasn't as robust. And also, once I find an app that I think that the developer should get paid for because it's such a really good and well-made app that's solid, I think you should
feel like supporting
cash with those folks because I think so. That's what I like to do, especially when I stumble upon some of those apps and I'm like, dude, this one is so good like that. And we actually had there's another, it's website only. It's called Noods, Noods.io. And it's a real rudimentary version of this. It was really more for importing stuff off the internet kind of thing. And you could build it out, but it didn't have there was no there was just website, and logging in was a pain in the ass. And it didn't have an app on your phone. So there was no ecosystem version of it. You had to actually have access to your computer to pull the list down. This one was like that. And it's so good. I'm like, yeah. And they actually, not only do that, they actually have browser extensions for Chrome and Firefox. So you can actually just click on the browser extension and just load your
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
I don't know.
I'm like,
Joe, you were talking about maybe OnlyFans being a really good app, maybe too.
I mean, that's what I've heard. I've never used
Chrome
it myself.
plugins too. They have Chrome plugins too, Sam.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just select your cookbook. You can, and there's a Chrome extension right here where I don't even have to go into the app. I don't have to actually go to the website. I can just do it. I don't know. It's pretty slick.
See, the OnlyFans app, I take pictures of my feet and automatically takes the best shot and then uploads that.
That's AI.
Right.
That's AI.
Yeah, it's not really my feet. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
It's Joe's feet. Anyway, so that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Sam, we actually have the app wrap on PSC. So when you come in on March, you can talk about this again.
Yeah, I think I'm assuming it's
a sweet app.
I'm assuming it should be. I guess it would be. You guys are the same place where I'm assuming it's available in the UK. I hope so. And
did you look it up on your phone, Joe? I would assume so too. If it's global, yeah. Why would it not be available? Yeah,
I think it's to me, as far as for a Recime, RECIME.
Yeah, I find it pretty. I'm gonna download it. I haven't downloaded it yet. I got it pulled up. I'm gonna download it and just mess with it a little bit. I want to know what it is per year, like what the price is. If it's
I don't think it was that
$100,
bad. No,
Yeah.
it was not. I think it might have been.
There you
30.
go. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that it's a cross-platform.
Dude,
All
I'm
different
telling you, man,
platforms,
it's cross-platform, and that's what's great about it too. And then the fact
too.
that you have the meal planning and the scaling and the groceries. It tells you exactly what you
You said
need, and
scaling.
it breaks it all down by category. Yeah,
What do you mean by
we can
scaling?
scale the portions. So if you need to make
Oh
that
my
same recipe
God,
for
that's
15 people,
amazing.
you just
Yeah.
go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like on this. See how it's well, like here, I'll show you. I thought I showed you, but
I'll give you an example while
Listen.
you're looking it up. So I used to work in a restaurant, and I used to work a buffet in the morning, and I'd have to make lasagna for like 5,000 people, and
Right.
I had to mentally use calculators to like
Right,
make,
do all the
right. And that was a pain.
So
in my
right now, the base of this is it serves 4. Let's say you need to serve 10 people.
10.
You
Yeah.
just go to 10, serves 10, and it takes all these
That's
ingredients and scales
crazy.
exactly how much you need for everything. So it says now you need 2.5 pounds of gravy. You need 20 tortillas. You need this much mayo, this much ketchup. Yeah.
I need this cheesecake for a party of 15. I need it shipped to my house within a week.
I have to build it, and that's a pain in the ass to make. Although it's fantastic. And here's the thing. Becky and I have only made it, twice? You've made it more than me.
Right.
Or
I have watched my dad make it.
We watched Dad make it. We did it ourselves for the first time last time. And he really kind of did most of it. We just watched. This will be the first time we're trying to do it totally on our own, because it's not, that was one of those things where it's not just the recipe. It's a lot of the things are like how to implement and when to do the things.
God. Watching someone make a custom recipe is the best.
Yes, I know. And watching Dad do it's amazing because he's
my
very
grandmother
good
used
at
to
it.
make her own sauce and her own meatballs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We have a homemade Italian sauce recipe, and it takes all day, and it's intense.
Italian's coming out in both of you now.
Right.
I'm
forget about it. He's got no sauce. Right. So
I just learned about bocce ball. So ball. That's Italian based.
Ball, yeah.
So we have our own. We actually went to those little cooking places where they show you how to do it. You actually make your own sauce and stuff. And then her family friend is his name is Mugavero. So we have some meat sauce. It's called Mugavero sauce, and it's amazing. It's the kind of shit that you don't even want to wait for it to be done. It takes all day. You want to take hunks of bread and dip it in the vat and just start eating it right there.
But what your wife said, like, don't share it. That's how you feel about some of these family recipes. You don't want to like let it out. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, but I'll tell you right now, if you like cheesecake, this cheesecake is legitimately the best.
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge cream cheese person.
Is it a bake one or non-bake?
You have to actually bake it.
I like bake. I don't like no bake cheesecake.
It just doesn't taste right. It's just easy, and some of them are pretty good. Actually, I've had a no bake cheesecake. It wasn't terrible. I was like,
have you had a Jane's patisserie?
No.
Check out Jane's patisserie.
Jane's patisserie.
She does wicked cakes. Jane's patisserie.
Patisserie. Patisserie, like pastries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was some weird British or like perambulator or something. I have no.
No.
Yeah.
I love it.
Check her out.
Yeah.
She makes amazing cakes. Good recipes you can easily follow. You could bung them into Resemi.
Right. Yeah.
You're probably right. You're right.
Yeah. Right.
And just quickly. I know we gotta get out of here. The Poco is a good phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cameras are a solid 6.5 or 7. That's the biggest downside to the Poco.
The cameras are kind of mid. Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. But again, if you're one of those people that just you want to take some fun pictures and you're not really a camera snob, it probably does okay.
You know what a subwoofer does, right? It makes bass. And it's got a dedicated sub. I turned it on full blast, and it's a full-fledged speaker. Like everything's coming out of the back. Like voices and everything. So it's not really I feel like it's like just a third driver is basically what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not bassy at all. It's a phone. But I will tell you, it's probably the best sounding phone I've heard. It's just not it's not a subwoofer like they're claiming it to be.
It's just another driver.
Yeah, it just makes the sound real. I noticed the sound is
integrated speaker.
Yeah, it's a full sounding.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds really full. We'll just say that.
There you go. Well, and if you're looking for a full sounding phone and you're finally looking to get out of your HTC boom sound phone, it's been 8 years, you're ready to come out. Maybe the Poco is your jam.
If you have a boom sound still, Jesus Christ, you better get an upgrade anyway.
Yeah, please don't be banking on that.
Yeah, you're on Android 6. Okay. Anyway, so that's when it was still called Marshmallow or Liverwurst or whatever the fuck they used to call them. Anyway, so yeah. Android L. So anyway, that's going to be our show for today. Joe is going to next time. I'll actually tell you about that segment. It literally just came to me on the middle of this. Again, not planned. I just thought it'd be nice every once in a while if you come across an app like even doesn't like next week, you're like, dude, I tried this app and it's like amazing. Like this is something you should try out, right? And let us know. And again, we appreciate Jason swinging on for 2 weeks in a row. We always love having Jason. And Darren was hoping to get on, but he had some stuff to do. He's got a life and shit. So I get it. He doesn't want to like stop doing the things he has to do to like take care of his family to come on our show. I mean, it's kind of a dick move if you ask me, but hey, I still love that guy anyway. But next time you need to tell everybody you need to put that shit aside, like bathing and taking care of children. You know, you got
to eat. Do kids need to eat? I mean, come on.
He's buying Christmas gifts. He's not even doing like a real man. A real man does it on the 24th.
Well, hold on, Sam. If he's buying me a gift, I'm cool with it. But if he's not buying me a gift, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, he should be going out last minute like I do and go, oh, shit, I forgot to buy gifts for anybody and be out like Christmas Eve kind of guy. That's a real man right there. That's when you know you're really doing it. He's doing it really good. So anyways,
remember, guys, Amazon does not deliver Christmas Day, as far as I know.
Right. I don't think they do either.
I don't know.
They don't.
What's cool is when they do
opportunity.
Right. I was going to say, because that way it'd be cool because then you can say, hey, you're at the tree. Where's the gifts? It's coming up the street and just hand you the shit right there.
Delivery driver dressed up like Santa Claus?
Right. I'm tracking it right now. He's coming.
Man.
Right. It's just like I'm tracking it. It's like Santa Claus. It's for
Amazon's missing a trick.
His name is Carlos and he's driving a panel van, but hey, it's all the same thing.
Me and Bezos are really close. Hey, Bezos, if you're listening, have your drivers dress up as Santa Claus on Christmas. The ones who want to pay him overtime. Deliver some gifts. There you go.
We would appreciate that. So anyways, so we're at the end of the show. Thanks a lot for Jason swinging on by 2 weeks in a row. Appreciate that. Again, Texas Disruptors is on the 29th. That'll be their year-end show. We will be back next Sunday doing some of the silly bullshit we do every week.
The 28th.
The 28th. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. We said 20th last time. I looked on the calendar. That's next year.
Oh yeah, it is the 28th. It's 2 weeks from 2 weeks from today.
It's posted on our page already. Yep.
You go look at their page. Don't listen to anything I said, but it's like Sunday. Figure it out. You know the dates, the calendars. That's your job. Anyway, and then again tomorrow is going to be another PSC with Joe and Ted. So check that out because that's something you got to get in your ear holes all the time because that's a fantastic show. And I might have an appearance. Maybe I think we're trying for March. Maybe I don't really know.
March 12th,
that's March 12th. That's the plan.
I think it was.
So I'll come on and it'll be a good time. Just Ted better get ready because you're having an American on and it gets weird. That goes okay. I try to be a good person.
He's had you on PSC twice.
Right.
I've been that one out.
It's a great time. It's a good show, and Ted is one of my favorites. He and Steve did a great job. Ted does a great job now with Joe, and PSC is every time it's available, I get notified and I download it and I listen to it on my way home every day, and that's the third time to charm. And we're ending with that because Joe's he's a little gassy today. A little gassy. Maybe it's that all. I don't know what's going on. You need to go see a doctor. They got the NHS. You don't have to pay for it. So go get that shit figured out. Because
Beano, look it up. Beano.
Right. So anyway, Beano. It's for gas. No, not really. It's actual drugs. It's like a thing you take. It's oral application.
Probably not available in the UK.
Right.
Beano.
Right. Beano. It's probably called something else in the UK. It's probably called like no farts or something like that. Right.
Something real.
Yeah. So again, myself, thanks for Jason and Joe. Again, Screen On Time YT is going to have some content. He's going to be reviewing some phones. He just had one a couple of days ago. I did watch it all the way through. Fantastic stuff. Frankly, it's pretty good. Not as good as mine, but it's not too bad. He is from the UK. It's the 52nd state.
It's funny.
It's the honor. Dude, it's such a good phone, dude. I want to get one. It makes me want to get one, and I can't. And I realize I have AT&T and I can't use it. But that's kind of good. So it looks like a Kraken. It's a Kraken blower. Is what they say.
Not a bad little blower, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So checking that out. Whatever. I don't know. It's a blowy. It's fine. Whatever. Who knows? It doesn't matter. They have weird words. Such the weird. So weird over there. Anyway, so that's for myself, for Joe, for Jason. Thanks for tuning into the Nomad Tech Project. Check us out next Sunday for another installment of this silliness, and we will probably have a guest. Maybe we'll have Jason on a third time. Maybe Darren will stop by if he's not buying gifts, or maybe just be me and Joe. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We're just going to wing it like we always do. And so for myself or Joe, remember, enjoy your tech. Enjoy the holidays. We're getting in that time where you should probably be nice to people. I mean, maybe August 4th, you should probably be nice to people too, but it's the time of year. Get some eggnog, have some cocktails if you are. Don't be a dick. And we will see you back next Sunday on the Nomad Tower Project with Sam and Joe. Again, take care of yourselves. Love you guys. Have a good week. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.